All right, so I'm David Beegle. I'm 1/3 of the group that put this new teacher induction plan together. And I do have some cast members that are here with us today, sitting in and listening in on this presentation. So as I said, I'm David. Danya and Chelsea also worked alongside me on this particular project. All right, so the rationale for the new teacher induction program is, one, we want to lay the foundation for success, right? We want everybody to start out on a good foot, good note in our school system, okay? We want to build a relationship. We all know that's what we do. We do a lot of research, and we know that relationship building is huge. Everybody can agree on that, right?
Yeah.
Okay. And then we definitely want to introduce them to our school, our curriculum, and really how we feel about collaboration and reflection. And you'll see that along the way in the mentor program. Talk more about collaboration and how reflection will be built in to that mentoring program. Okay. Now, what are our goals? One, we want to have system-wide support. All right, that's a big deal. We want to make sure that everybody's on the same page. Encourage collaborative professional growth. Right, we'll talk more about that in the mentor program. And then improve teacher effectiveness and retain highly qualified personnel. Right, we got to keep good teachers. This mentor program is set up to go for 3 years, so you got to, once you get these people in, you got to treat them right and hold on to them in order to make them more effective, and obviously your school system more effective. All right. So this induction program, really, we want to talk about things that new teachers or teachers coming into the system may be unsure of, or may not have a good background in, or any background in. So some places that could really get a new teacher or any teacher in trouble are some of the legal and ethical issues that go on every day, right? We hear it all, you see it all over social media, you hear it all over the news. Bad things are happening in our schools, right? Alabama, and really each state, has an educator's code of ethics. Alabama's educator's code of ethics has 9 key points in it that are guidelines to help educators really practice ethically, right? And then it also gives you kind of some constructs of what to do if something bad does happen. It lays out where you need to go, who you need to report to, who you need to talk to about it. All right. Another thing that could get some new people or new teachers in hot water is special education. Okay, and those enrichment programs, and the way that you handle those plans and those things that you have that are very confidential, that you have possession of. Now, are y'all familiar with 504 plans or IEPs?
Yes.
Okay. So the folks in this room, I will say this, are not new teachers. They're all experienced teachers. So these would be people that we brought in as mentors. And I'll build off of y'all's experience when I talk about the mentor program in just a minute. But what do you know about IEPs? What is an IEP?
Individualized education plan.
Individualized education plan. And what do we make those for? What's
special
the purpose
needs
of?
students.
Gifted students.
Gifted students, special needs in what way?
Learning disabled.
Learning disabled
no
or enhanced, like you said. Anything else? I think you started to say, what else did you
well, you can use them for learning disabled or physically handicapped.
Physically
Anytime you need to
handicapped.
add a modification to your,
Right.
to your teacher.
That's what I was going to get into the 504. I don't know if y'all are familiar with those, but the last few years, really, that I worked, I had a lot of these issues come up here. Were general medical issues or disabilities, basically, that kept the student out of class, attendance, right, homebound, stuff like that. Well, who's responsible for writing those plans? Do y'all know?
The special ed and the general ed teacher.
Well, in most cases, or in this case, your special ed teacher is going to consult really with a counselor. Your counselor is generally
for the 504.
for the 504. Your special ed is your IEP, your gifted, your enhanced, your physically disabled, handicapped. Those are your special education teachers. Your 504 plans are going to be constructed by the counselors, and then it's the counselor's role to ensure that they carry out those, that the teacher carry out those 504. We talked about special ed and gifted students. Our enrichment program starts really in second grade. Okay, it's called Find a Child. And in second grade, these children can test into a gifted program and receive an extended 4 hours of service if they do test into that program. So those are just some of the things that can hang you up or could get you if you weren't aware of the ins and outs as far as the numerics behind how they need to be carried out. All right, now, you as a teacher in the classroom, in the school, you've got several roles and responsibilities. You wear many hats. We all know that. We talk about it all the time in here. Teachers have a lot going on, right? Well, these are some of the reasons why teachers have a lot going on. One, they have to be a secretary, right? What do you have to do as a teacher? Secretary work-wise.
Collect lunch money, collect book money,
receive
forms,
notes for
notes,
absences,
bus
for
notes,
parents.
transportation.
Transportation.
Yeah.
Exactly. All of those things are things that a teacher has to do.
all before 8
Yeah.
Before 8 o'clock and the end of the day, generally. So those are all clerical issues. Those are things that have to be taken care of. Those are things that you will be responsible for. Common assessment, right? When we say common assessment, generally grade levels have some form of assessment that they have to take every year, whether it be statewide, school-wide, just depending on what the initiative is at the school. What you need to make sure that you're responsible for and that you know are the end of the grading periods, when the mid-semester progress reports need to go out, when you need to have your grades in now in order to get that message out to our parents. Okay, your grades need to be up to date, ready to go and released to the parents. That's one thing that you want to eliminate the surprises with the grade, right? Classroom management discipline procedures. Each school really have different discipline procedures as far as how they approach the chain of command, so to speak. Whether it be one assistant principal reports to another, and then it gets to the principal, or just the way it trickles down, I guess you could say. But every school has to code those disciplinary action, right? It goes into one big system where everything is housed across the district and across the state. And that record goes with little Johnny forever, right? So those are things that you need to make sure of when you put that you explain what happened, write the action down, and then we will code it. When I say we, the administration will code it as need be. Duties, everybody will be assigned to duty, right? We've got hallway duty, you've got after school duty, you've got break duty, you've got parking lot duty, car line rider, all of these things, somebody will be assigned, or I say somebody, you will find some type of duty. And then parent communication. You want to track parent communication. You want to make sure that you keep everybody up to date, up to speed on what's going on. Right?
Yes.
All right, now the administrative guidance. This is where the principal administrative team, this is where we come in. First, we will go through an orientation, all right, and I'll show you in just a second kind of a breakdown of the orientation. Where the key factor here for the administrative team is that this second bullet, all right. The admin, guidance counselor, those folks are generally responsible for student scheduling, right? Not just student scheduling, but teacher scheduling, faculty scheduling. So we're going to be responsible for making sure that you have that time built in, set up to reflect, to learn, to meet with your mentor, and to make sure that we make this a successful experience. Excuse me. All right, mentor selection and assignment. This is where we get into the orientation breakdown and how that plays out. This is just a little excerpt excerpt from the Alliance for Excellent Principals should ensure that mentors receive training and have expertise in the same content area and grade level as the new teacher. Principals can also directly encourage mentors to focus on improving new teachers' instruction rather than on merely providing moral support. So principals play a big role, right? All right, how do we pick our mentors? Well, obviously it's got to be an experienced teacher. Everybody in this room is I would consider an experienced teacher. You're past your third year in education, so you could be assigned as a mentor. All right, we all have effective communication skills. We know how to speak to each other. We're professional, right? That's the way that you want to carry yourself in that mentor position. And then you've practiced, you've tried it, you've refined what you do. You've got it down to almost like an art. And then this is just a little word file or word cloud, so to speak, of what we would say a great mentor does, right? All right, I said earlier that it was a 3-year process, right? Always ongoing, you're always going to have administrative support, okay? Now let's talk about these 3 years. Year 1 is crucial, right? If you're brand new, either to as a teacher or to the school, it's either or, okay? And something you'll notice is the amount of time dedicated. In year 1, we're looking at weekly meetings, right? That's big, that's a lot of support. If you meet with somebody every week, that is a lot of support, okay? Monthly observations, again, you're looking at an administrator coming in your classroom twice. You have a mentor coming in once a month to give you feedback, productive feedback, hopefully. And then you also, at the end of the year, go through a needs assessment survey. You tell me what I need to do different, okay, to make sure that the next year it runs smoother and it's better. All right. Year 2, now we're down to monthly meeting and reflection. You notice here reflection. I mentioned earlier that we were going to tie reflection and the reflective practice in during the mentoring program, right? Take note of that. Okay, so in year 2, we drop off to monthly meetings, so not quite as much support. And we break down those specific needs. We really look at, are you struggling with classroom management? Are you not really sure about your policies and your procedures? What are you really struggling with? And then we take that need and we find a book and we do a book study and see what the professionals say. And then finally in year 3, we're looking at someone that is ready to become a teacher leader in our school. They're experienced in how our school, how we handle the day-to-day. Okay, so we've gone from weekly to monthly to quarterly meetings, and you're basically getting out from underneath your mentor wing, so to speak. Okay, you're responsible for your own learning, you're responsible for your own growth, and you're ready to take on the world, right? Okay. Now, just a quick overview on our curriculum, our technology, some other things that you can expect in our school. Real quick overview, some of the programs we deal with, we work with is Inte and OGAT, okay? You'll learn a lot more about this as you really tackle the year, so to speak. And then we also have career and technical programs. All the students have choice once they get into the high school level in our district to pick an academy that they choose to attend. Okay. The special programs that we offer through our curriculum are PLL. We've got a pre-K program. We do have counseling services and obviously extracurricular activity, right? Technology, we do follow the state technology standards. We're currently going through a one-to-one initiative with Chromebook and really looking at the Google Apps for Education, GAF, and that's where a lot of your training is going to take place. Okay, when you talk about that first-year teacher, Now, this is the needs evaluation at the end of the mentor program. And this gives you a breakdown of what we're really looking for in that evaluation. Okay. And then again, something else that I want to make sure that we see, the reflective journal, and that's big in our program, is that you practice and then you think about what you've done to make yourself better. All right.
Mhm.
Questions about anything?
Mhm. No, sir.
All right, we're ready to tackle the year.